let's say you're just out and about, right? And you just happen to see from across the way your exact doppelganger. What you doing?
This has been the focus of a lot of weird stuff for me for a while. This question, this whole movie, in a way, is like it's just funny how well it lines up with something I have been waiting for a while. So throughout multiple times throughout my life, let's say at the least 6 times, I've had a person just straight up be like, "Yo, Mike, hey Mike." Mike, what are you doing, Mike? They get up close to me like, Mike. And they like, get a good look at me. They, oh, God, you're not Mike. Holy crap, you look like my friend Mike. That's happened. Yeah, let's say at least 6 times. It hasn't happened in about 10 years. It happened in New York City. It happened 2 times while I lived in Ohio. One time in Asheville, one time in Charlotte, and one time in Atlanta. And it's just like this, huh? So one of these days, I just hope I'm just either on a bus or a plane. I'm walking across the breezeway at like the train concourse or something, and I see a guy who looks like me, and I'm gonna be like, "So you must be Mike." And if he goes, "Are you Tim?" I'm gonna be like, "Well, we fixed it. Let's have a beer. Let's chat this through. Let's let's see. I want to see what you're like, because holy shit."
Yeah, I feel that because all through my life, I've gotten the "you got a knowing face. You look like my nephew. You look like so and so." I think it's just black dudes with round faces. Like,
Mhm.
like I used to get, even though I don't think I look anything like him, and I never did. One of the jokes they used to make on me in middle school was like, "You look like Anthony Anderson." I was like, "There's a dude called me
No,
Anthony Anderson for 6 years,"
absolutely.
but to
that's
to him, we just both have round faces. Black dudes with round faces.
that's
Like,
yeah, that's a
man,
stretch. That one.
look, I
Like you guys might have similar eyes.
and he's talking about Anthony Anderson from Barbershop when he was bigger before he
Oh no.
lost weight with diabetes. But still, like, I never thought I looked like him.
Mm-mm.
But whatever. But yeah, even now at work, there's a guy who sits next to me. They constantly confuse us. Constantly.
I think you at
Like,
one point sent me a
hmm?
picture of that man, and I was like,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'd be mad.
yeah.
I
And
would constantly be
we
mad.
both got round faces, but we're not even the same shade of black. But like at first, I thought it was just the white people, then I realized the black people were doing it too, and I was just like, okay, it's just it is what it is. So we just leaned into it and started calling each other twin, but we don't look like I don't know, uh, just black dudes around faces. But
Mm.
if I saw my actual, I don't know what I would do. I'd probably do what dude did in this movie. Like I need to find out more. I'd follow him a little bit. I'd be hiding him around the tree, like, like Shaq. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. Uh, this isn't this type of movie, but I did have a friend in high school who swore he had a doppelganger ghost in his house because he had a cat who didn't leave the attic. And then one time the cat came down, like when I was over there, and like my mom came over to pick me up, and the cat came up to my mom, and she was petting the cat, and he was like, "That's not my cat. That's not my cat. My cat don't leave the attic." And he'd already told us about this doppelganger ghost in his house
Mm.
because he got a whole bunch of ghosts, and we always like, "Yo, he bullshitting." And then we slept over there one time, and weird stuff started happening, and it was like, okay, maybe he got some ghosts,
Oh
but
my.
but he's also the type of dude that would stretch the like embellish a bit too. So we didn't know where the line was. So him talking about this cat that's not his cat, and he's like, "You always know it's a doppelganger because its eyes, it's all black." And like the cat did have all black eyes, but like
Oh, that's weird.
I wasn't a cat connoisseur at the time. This is like pre like internet funny internet cats, right? Like, so I just had to believe him. I was like, "Dang, he got a ghost cat." Anyway, on that note,
Meow. Meow.
thank you for joining us today. If this is your first time with us, we're the secret group of brown kids. Who are the secret group of brown kids? It's a secret, but you might be able to find us playing bit roles in random low budget local movies your coworker suggested, to which you go, "Wait, that looks just like them secret group kids. What are they doing in this movie?" So you pull up IMDb to see if you're right instead of going to bed because you got work in the morning.
It's not like people don't do that with people they already like, I think that's that dude. But
Yeah,
to see your own face and be like, what?
hold up. That was funny. Like you saw him break out the laptop. Like it wasn't just. It's
Yeah,
not like
like, hold up a second.
he plugged in the Ethernet cord. He just.
yeah, yeah, homeboy plug. Yo got Wi-Fi.
That's so funny.
Of course, it does sort of dive into that because there's that "you live like this, bitch" moment.
Yeah, right off the top.
Like didn't even pull any punches. It was like, yeah, I don't even got Wi-Fi apparently.
Um, my name is Tiff Zilli, your host, and on this podcast, I make my friends watch movies until either morale improves or we run out of movies. And on the panel today, hates blueberries, Tim.
I,
Loves
I,
blueberries, Tim.
yo, it's terrible. If you had said oranges, we would have had a problem.
So, I never said.
I love oranges. I don't do well with strong citrus, so I can't really have them like I'd like to.
Oh.
If you said oranges, I'd be like, "Who told you that shit? Stop spreading stuff. I don't like people talking about me."
Was it Mark? Or Mike?
Mike eats the blueberries.
Okay.
Mike can't have the blueberries. I can have the oranges.
Okay.
We swap them up.
And the movie of the week is Enemy. We're wrapping up our Denis Villeneuve miniseries here with his 2000. Well, he had two 2003 movies. The other one was Prisoners, but this is the lesser known one. Yeah, Prisoners got a wide release, and this one was a festival hit. But
yeah, I had never heard of this one.
Mm-hmm. I only heard of it once I started going down the Denis rabbit hole because it didn't really get a wider. It has a box office, some box office numbers, but it wasn't wide release for real. But if you don't know, the plot description is a man seeks out his exact lookalike after spotting him in a movie.
That would have fucked me up. I've been like, nah.
But yeah, like I said, it was a festival movie. It premiered in September 2013 at Tiff, not me, the Toronto International Film Festival.
See, I feel like that's the one you need to go to.
Right? Look,
yeah,
that'll end the world.
People be like, "So what's your name?" Tiff. And they'll be like, "What? Special treatment."
I've made this joke at least 6 times on this podcast now, and I'm gonna keep making it. I'm sorry. It hit the internet a few months later, in like February 2014, and it also had random theater run in the next month in March 2014. I don't know where though. Definitely Canada in some spots, but I don't know if it was anywhere in the US. But yeah, currently streaming on Cinemax. It says it's streaming on Canopy, but when I looked, it wasn't there, so we can't trust that. But if you got Cinemax, which most people don't, and for some reason Cinemax, even though HBO owns it, right? Like you'd think the Cinemax
they still act
movies,
like it's not connected at all.
Yeah, it's the shit is literally called Max now. They even dropped HBO, and well, whatever. Anyway, it's on Cinemax. But yeah, so like I said, we're doing a Denis Villeneuve miniseries, so that's the director. Check out our other episodes, Dune Part 1 and Sicario, if you want to complete the miniseries or go down the Denis rabbit hole.
There was no sand in this movie.
Ah, got him. There was a shithole filter, though. Which is hilarious.
I was immediately like, why is this apartment in Mexico?
That is so funny. I was like, yo, they really put the shithole filter on Toronto. This is like
I started to realize when some of the darker things were happening to one of the guys, they would go with that filter. I'm not sure why.
Yeah.
It was an interesting sort of flip on, like this is a hazy weirdness. Look into the darkness with us.
Yeah, once you like realize what's going on, or even if you don't realize what's going on, we're going to explain it later. But the filter on the movie has a purpose, just to make it feel like that. But starring Jake Gyllenhaal, and these are some French names, so forgive me if I mess them up. Melanie Laurent, Sarah Gadon, Isabella Rossellini, that's French, right? Joshua Peace, Tim Post, and Kadar Brown. Kadar Brown, that's definitely French.
That's like a little too French. Maybe it's actually pronounced Bron.
Written by Jose Saramago. Saramago. I think he might have did the the novel that the movie's based on,
Yeah, I
which
saw that. I was trying to
yeah.
figure out if this was possibly a short film that was extended or something because it has that
Mhm.
feeling.
Yeah, I got
Uh,
you.
but
That
yeah,
makes
I
sense.
saw just mostly it was the book.
And Javier Guillon, he's, I think he did the screenplay. Now the book isn't like the movie, if I understand right. The book is like, it's not about what the movie's about. It or it's similar, but, like, they're talking about, like, politics and stuff,
There's a
and
very based on
yeah.
quality to this.
Yeah, like the flow, they might have taken like the flow or the template, but the substance is different.
Hmm.
Something like that. Or maybe that's the opposite of what I just said. Anyway, A24. This is our second or third or fourth A24. I can't remember, but
They're all A24 films in a
oh, you're
way. I'm
right. You're
just
right.
kidding.
It's very A24. Uh, this is one of the earlier ones. So this is pre. It's cool to like A24. Yeah.
Oh, it's pre post. It's not good to like A24. We're almost there.
Oh man, we are about to experience the singularity as we come out
Is
the other side.
things it's gonna suck. I know we're so close. I know it. I can feel it in my bones. We are so close to no A24 is bad. I don't know
Look,
what the I don't know what the moment's gonna be, but
it's
it,
gonna be
we,
something that gets overhyped,
mhm,
or like maybe like Bo is Afraid. I haven't watched it yet, but from what I understand, it's very polarizing. But the
mm,
dude who made it made Hereditary and Midsummer, so people are like, oh my god, he can't miss. And he was
yeah.
about to go for the three-peat, and that one got really weird, and a lot of people don't know how to feel about it. So anyway, I'm gonna get to that one eventually, but
You gotta be careful when you get to three because you don't want a Spider-Man 3. You want a Tokyo Drift.
Jordan Peele got the three-peat. So,
Hmm.
it's hard. It's harder than it seems. Not a lot of people get the first three out the gate, nailed it. And then some people try to argue that because some people hate Nope, but whatever. Anyway, back to this. Yeah, early A24. And it fits. And I mentioned that because a lot, not all, but a lot of A24 is out there, different kind of movies. And this 100% fits that.
I,
So.
I every one of the movies, people are like, "Man, it's gonna blow your mind." There are extremely good topics and or content. Like the everything about them is really cool. But as a person who grew up watching liquid television on MTV, part of me is just like, y'all just ain't seen nothing, huh?
Yeah, you haven't seen enough.
Yeah, y'all need to you need to sit down with your mom or your girlfriend's dad right next to you and watch Ninja Scroll, and then come back to me and talk about awkwardness or weird movies.
Yo, that's hella
Exciting.
awkward. I remember I got Ninja Scroll from the VHS from Blockbuster,
Hmm.
and I was watching it, and my mom was on the phone in the room. She was, talking to somebody, and I'm just watching a movie. And how old was I? Maybe 9 or something. And some stuff was happening, and I was like, "Oh, he's giving her a massage." And then my mom just kind of looked at me and was like, "Okay."
Yeah, watch that with my girlfriend's dad sitting next to me on the couch.
Mm.
I was like, well,
Mm.
anime, huh? Well, this is not like watching Akira at all.
Well,
He really loved Akira, so he wanted to watch it with us. He was like, Akira was good. I want to see some more of this Japanime. It's like, oh, come on, we've heard this was good.
they
Well,
literally called it Japanimation in the
uh-huh.
in the bump
The
in the beginning.
the time life Japanimation connection collection movies from the Far East. Like, okay.
The company was called Manga. I remember
Hmm.
that. And like when the dude threw the big shuriken thing, he went
Yeah.
manga. Anyway, we're going too deep. Back to this movie. I couldn't find a budget.
Oh,
So it is what it is. All I know is that Prisoners had a significantly bigger budget, which also came out that year. So
maybe the budget was a little maybe they were able to like kind of shoehorn some things in by having one actor and abusing a Volvo instead of a nice car.
how you really feel, Tim? Uh, but out of its spotty theatrical run, domestic 1 million, which I think probably all came from Canada, honestly.
Mhm.
Uh, international 2.4 million. Somehow this is a Canada, France, and Spain co-production. Don't ask me the details. I
Yeah,
couldn't
that's
figure that out.
strange.
but the international probably came from Spain and France. But worldwide, 3.4 million. But we don't know the budget, so
It's
what does
not
that mean?
terrible. I mean,
Yeah, for a festival movie, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's still making money because, I freaking bought it last night, so
they move it every 15 minutes to like, keep people on their toes.
that's how they get you. uh, and awards, it didn't win any Oscars or anything, but it did get a lot of noms and wins in the festival circuit and in like Canadian associations. And most of it was for direction by Denis. And tell me if this makes sense. Ratings, Rotten Tomatoes, audience is 64%, critics is 72. Perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised. I mean, it's right on the line, 64. The line is 60. That it's technically fresh. Because I can see people watching this and be like, "What the fuck," and like never want to think about it again. So I get it. And I get the critic score being a bit higher because they like the shit. Ooh, it's thought provoking. So I get it. Now we're about to go through the movie, but before that, I'm gonna shout out Brazil. Brazil has been watching with us the last couple of weeks, and I think Texas is still doing something.
Brazil.
Yeah.
Brazil. Yeah. G'day, mate.
And moving forward, oh, real quick, and remember to like and share, subscribe, all that stuff to the podcast if you haven't clicked that button and you listen anyway. So, helps us out, I guess. That's what they say. But moving forward, we're about to spoil this movie. It's definitely a movie that can be spoiled, especially once we like start explaining it. So check it out
As
if you
best
can.
as best as possible.
Like I said, it's on Cinemax and it comes and goes other places all the time. Like they move. I'm starting to realize doing this podcast how often they move movies around, especially if it's not a big movie, a currently big movie,
Hmm.
and it's not like a staple, like a Disney is always going to be on Disney Plus kind of deal. Like
Like
these little
weird,
movies,
weird cult classic stuff
yeah, they
just
move them
jumps
around
around
a
all.
lot.
I think one of the podcasts earlier in the month or whatever, I was said they brought Pacific Rim to Netflix. It's leaving
Yeah,
already.
already
It's
gone.
already leaving. I was like, what are you doing?
I think it has to do with, remember I told you like the movie industry didn't learn, and movies and game industry didn't learn from the music industry
Mm,
that they'll make more money if they make stuff less exclusive. And it was very exclusive up until recently, and now they're just now trying out letting the exclusive stuff move around. So now they're making money off of licensing too. And I think that's why stuff is starting to get real hectic and jump around a lot. Because they're like, what if we, send the A24s over here and we send this over here, and how's that? How much money is that making us? And see, well, let's test this out. Send this one to Netflix and see how much money we get here, and what's the viewership numbers. So they're like trying a lot of stuff at the same time, and that's probably why. Like by the time we're like, hey, we're gonna watch this movie, it's on here. By the time we go to watch it, the shit's gone. So
absolutely, quick like a bunny.
the best I can do is say justwatch.com is usually accurate within 3 days of it coming or going. So that's all I got. But hopefully you can
Well,
find it. And if not, you can definitely, I mean, you can always find it. Just find it without having to pay additional money. Because you
right.
can always get it off of Amazon for like $4 to rent.
Yeah, they've been very consistent about having a lot of same as I said earlier, weird cult things
Oh, yeah.
that you can't find just about anywhere. They'll just randomly have it for $4.
Yep. In fact, I don't remember the last time I saw a movie or I thought of a movie and looked at it and it wasn't on either Amazon, Apple, or like Vudu, something like that. But you can always find some place to rent it
Mm.
digitally. So, but hopefully you don't have to spend the extra $4 because everything is expensive now.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, it's cheaper than a Big Mac. Look at that. Like, that's
Ugh,
weird to say. Anyway,
that's not fun at all.
no, no. Hey, you could watch this movie for less than food. Like, that's
Yeah, what are you even saying when you say that? Think. Oh my god.
yeah. I was okay. Let's get back into this craziness because that's a whole other. It's another podcast complaining about not being able to afford food.
Yeah, true.
So, how'd you feel about it, Tim?
Without, I'm not trying to sound rude when I say so. It does feel like one of those movies that like this. there are reasons they did what they did, and I know that makes it all makes sense to a degree, but there's a part of me that feels like there's at least I'm gonna sound like one of those cinephiles. There's at least 10 minutes in this movie that could be on the floor.
Okay. All right.
As weird and interesting as it is, I feel like there's a misstep in the flow that slows it down in a weird way.
Mhm.
But other than that, it was pretty interesting.
So I'll give you this. I didn't know how to feel about it the first time I watched it. I wasn't even sure if I liked it. Like it was just interesting. It was really interesting the first time I watched it. Second time I watched it, I love it now.
Hmm,
And this was before even like doing the research on it. Like the first time I watched it, I didn't look it up afterwards and be like, what was this movie about? I didn't do that. I just sat with it and was like, okay, whatever. And I kept it moving. This time I was like, okay, now I get it. And let me see what else is there. And I got everything except for, and I'll tell you what when we get to it, one thing. But now that like it clicked, like I guess I paid enough attention. Maybe sometimes you got to be in the right headspace to watch certain movies. Maybe I wasn't there yet, but now I understand what's happening. I was like, okay, this is actually kind of neat. I get it. I
okay.
mean, this is kind of cool, and I got like that it's different like that, but it's definitely going to be off putting. Like,
Yeah.
and it took me two watches and years in between to like really, because I've gone back and thought about it, and I was like, and I still don't quite get it. But this time, I guess I paid enough attention, or maybe it just
Well,
whatever. The sun was in the right spot, not it wasn't a glare on the TV, and I figured it out. But it's one of those movies, so I'm just saying that off the top. If you're still with us and you're not going to watch the movie ahead of time, but yeah, let's get into it. So, film starts out with a man, Jake Gyllenhaal, listening to a voicemail from his mother, who's concerned about how he lives after seeing his new apartment. Dang, bitch, you live like this. Uh, then we get a bump that says, "Chaos is order yet undeciphered." Put a pin in that one. Actually, put a pin in everything. I realize everything matters in this movie.
a little bit.
So then we see Jake attending some kind of upscale underground sex club where there's all these grown ass men sitting around watching the show, and it ends with the woman stepping on a tarantula. That weird shit.
It's like, guys, just go on the internet for that while you in a room.
Look, that's people with money, man. Like,
I know,
right?
I
It's,
know.
it's something about you don't want to do this in private. Nah, you got to be in a room full of other people. Okay. Uh, so what do you even type it anyway? No, no, don't. Back to this. Uh, so then we see Jake Gyllenhaal teaching a college history class, and like this guy is named Adam Bell, and he heads home, and along the way we can see that he's just like tired, like he looks over existence. But a lady friend comes over, and they have dinner and some sex, and then the cycle seems to repeat. And eventually we get to the sense that the girl looks bored, and you get a sense that they're just going through the motions, and like they're both like dead inside.
Yeah, life is it is a stodgy pace.
Yeah, yeah. Then one day, a colleague brings up a conversation about movies, and he recommends one called "Where There's a Will, There's a Way." And Adam actually does rent the movie because it didn't seem like he even wanted to talk to the dude at first. But eventually, he does rent the movie, and like he sees a bellhop played by an actor that looks just like him in the movie. He doesn't even have any lines.
He was all paging Mr. Herman. Sorry. That's the first thing I thought of.
Like, yeah, and like the bellhop, looks just like him, and it's just like, holy shit, like, what am I doing in this movie? And it's funny because that's why the colleague recommended it, because he probably saw him and was like, hey, ain't that Adam? But he didn't.
Maybe he was like kind of trying to be like, "Are you in this movie?" and just couldn't come around to it.
Yeah, because he didn't tell him why he recommended the movie. He started to, and he stopped himself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can you
so
imagine if he just said, "Hey, are you an actor?"
yeah,
How everything would have unfolded so much differently.
credits. No, well, not really, but yeah, still. He was just like, it's like he tried to get him. I don't know. So yeah, so now he sees his face. Then Adam goes and finds a picture of someone who looks like him, right? But with a woman's hand on his shoulder, but the other half of the picture with the woman is ripped off. So that's weird, right?
Yeah, I was wondering if it would elaborate on that, but I
Mm.
was like, probably not.
Eventually you see the whole picture. And
Oh,
but yeah,
I missed it.
it was
We'll
really
get to
quick.
that.
Yeah. So Adam goes through the credits to find the actor's name, and like he goes down the rabbit hole, and he rents a couple other well, all three movies that he was in, and he watches those too. And then he impersonates him. He goes to his talent agency's front desk, and like he pretends to be him, and he obtains a piece of mail for the actor, who we now know his stage name is Daniel St. Clair, but his actual name is Anthony Clare. And now Adam has his address as well because of the piece of mail he got. And Adam calls the, or like I guess he gets his phone number too. And he calls his home, and a woman answers, and Adam asks to speak to Anthony, but the woman is giggling because she thinks that Adam is Anthony playing a joke. And then she gets confused. But of course, like they have the same voice, right? And Adam says he isn't Anthony, and then he ends the call and he just leaves her confused. She's like,
When
wait, like,
when he went to the building, I was expecting a real they cloned Tyrone moment, but
yeah,
they were like, not yet.
not yet. Then later on, he tries to call again, right? And this time, Anthony answers the phone, and Adam is shocked to hear his own voice talking back at him over the phone. But Anthony could care less, and he hangs up. That was funny.
He's just like, we done with this.
Yeah. So Adam calls back and he tries to explain that he saw his movies and that they look just alike. But Anthony hangs up again. And then his pregnant wife asks about the call, and he tells her the truth, but she doesn't believe. And she thinks it's a trick. But then the conversation turns into an argument because his wife thinks that the call had something to do with an affair that Anthony previously had. And she's like, "Is it her again?" And he's like, What do you think? It's a jealous husband?" And then Anthony gets mad and he storms out. So now Anthony's wife, Helen is her name, she goes down her own rabbit hole because she didn't believe him. And Helen finds Adam's number, and then she goes to the college that he teaches at. At the same time, Adam gets a call back from Anthony, who now wants to meet up with him, right? At a hotel. And Helen finally sees Adam on campus after just like wandering around for a bit. Like she was just meandering, seeing if she saw her husband. And like she's completely stunned to see that Adam looks just like her husband, right? And she sits down near him because he's like on lunch or something, just chilling on a bench, looking at the Toronto sky with the shithole filter on it. And like she sits down near him, and she's pregnant, so like her belly sparks up some small talk, and like Adam asks like how far along she is, and she's acting really weird because she's stunned because it's like clearly it's like not her husband, but it is.
Yeah.
And like Helen answers, but she's still too stunned to really speak too much. And so like Adam kind of gets like, oh, well, okay. And so he gets up and he heads back into the building. And Helen quickly calls Anthony, who picks up the phone, but after Adam goes out of view. Like as soon as he goes around the corner, that's when Anthony picks up. And like she's distraught about it. Cause like even though she doesn't see him answer the phone, it was still like not enough time almost
Yeah,
for yeah.
it was very eerie and odd. Like it made sense that she would still be super freaked out.
Yeah, but you can also tell, like from like a technical standpoint in the movie, that that's on purpose.
Yeah.
Like just as he cuts the corner, yeah. So later on, she confesses to Anthony that she went to see Adam and confirms that he had the same voice and like looks exactly like Anthony. And like she's crying the whole time, she's freaking out, and she asks him what's happening, and Anthony's like, "Huh? What are you talking about?" And then Helen like says through her tears, "I think you know. I think you know." And like this is the exact halfway point of the movie, which actually that doesn't mean anything. I just thought it was neat that that's the exact halfway point of the movie. I always pay, I don't know, not always, but sometimes I pay attention to like the run times and see like what happens at the exact halfway point. Like one thing I love about like The Great Gatsby, the Baz Luhrmann version, Leo, the exact halfway point of the book is when Gatsby sees Daisy in person. He did that in the movie. That has to be on purpose, right? It has to be on purpose. So then when we watched the movie, I like was clocking it, and I was like, "He did it! He did it! It's the exact halfway point of the movie." Nerd. So anyway,
He he learned something from doing every movie that he's done off of a book. He's like, you know what? These nerds like the. I'm gonna do all the nerd stuff for the nerds. They don't love it. I don't got nothing on my letterbox. I just realized.
I know. No, well, log this. There you go. First step.
I'll make a list. Movies I forgot to watch.
That's the only thing on your letterbox.
Sorry.
That would be the funniest shit.
No, the thing is, I realized the other day there are classic movies that people talk about all the time that I still haven't seen. That
Mhm.
I'm like in my head, like I'm gonna get around to watching that. I should just make that list.
That's funny. I hope this podcast blows up one day and they go to follow you and they're like, all he got up here is a list of movies he forgot.
I ain't even see. They're in no particular order because I don't know how good they are.
That's
Sorry.
hilarious.
I just happened to open it. It was like, oh yeah, I should probably. Oh, I haven't done anything.
I remember when you made it, you were like, there, it's done. I was like, cool, you did it. I'm so proud of you. That was it. But yeah, so so the movie is kind of slow. It's a slow burn, right? And we were building towards the two twins meeting. Then we get this upside down shot of this naked chick with a tarantula head walking down the hallway and passes Adam. And then we see him jump awake because it was just a weird ass dream, right? But next is the hotel scene where Adam and Anthony finally meet. And Adam gets to the room first. And then when Anthony arrives, there's this awkward tension. And Anthony suggests that maybe they're brothers. But then Anthony shows Adam a scar he has on his ribs. And this freaks Adam the fuck out. And he gives back the piece of mail that he stole and like he runs away. Like he doesn't want anything to do with this anymore. And like all because he saw this scar. And like Anthony gets home and tells Helen, "Don't worry, honey, that guy won't be calling here again." But she still looks concerned. Also, like if you were Helen in this specific moment, like did he kill him? What was going through her head? Like,
It's like I don't have to worry about you cheating no more. I don't have to see his guy anymore. What you up to out there?
who did I marry? So the movie is kind of a slow burn, right? And we were building towards the two twins meeting, but where does it go from here, right? Because like now they met and they ain't friends now, right? Like they didn't decide to hang out. So what's gonna happen anyway? Now this is when it bumps up a notch, right? Because this nigga Anthony starts to stalk Adam. That's what the movie should have been
I
doing. Just
really, really did not see that coming. He
Mhm.
seemed so put off by it. I thought that the meeting would be like, well, that's done. How they end up, one of them need a liver, like, or well, not that one, the kidney, I guess. Uh, but like, it was just like, how do you even get back to this? So when he
Mhm.
started following around, I was like,
Oh,
oh, now
yeah.
it's getting weird.
This is the when it like starts to I won't say get interesting because it was already kind of interesting before, but now it's like, oh, what?
Reality breaking up a little bit.
Yeah, because it was Adam stalks Anthony, Helen stalks Adam, Anthony stalks Adam, but now Anthony, yeah, but that only lasts so long because then he sees Adam's lady friend, right, and he starts to stalk her. He even follows her onto a bus, and like we see him like really checking her out, like checking her body out. And next we see Adam meeting with his mother, and he tells her about the twin, but she shuts it down. She definitely seems like the type of mother that's like super straightforward and honest, but like probably to a fault, right? Like she probably hurting his feelings. Because she's like, no, this is dumb. You're my only son. I'm your only mother. Leave it alone. You already have enough trouble keeping up with your girlfriend. The last thing you need is to obsess over some foolishness. Just like she just lays it all out, and he's just sitting there looking like,
Damn.
oh. Like, what? In this conversation, we learn Adam hates blueberries, but earlier we learned that Anthony eats them. And two, Adam's mom also throws in the line, I think you should quit that fantasy of being a third rate movie actor.
How y'all just gonna like talk to Jake Gyllenhaal and say this shit to his face? That's rude.
He's A-list, right?
Denis was like, "I'm about to make this movie just to bust on Jake Gyllenhaal."
Look, it's because of Prince of Persia. That's why. Like
Yes.
this, if it like Denise saved Jake Gyllenhaal's movie career because he did Prince of Persia, and it was everybody was like, "Oh, he done."
It's like
But
if you had just put someone of color in Prince of Persia, it would have been like, "That was dope." But it was like, you picked America's white boy.
luckily he got. Well, I'm not gonna say this because not a lot of people watch this, but he got Prisoners. He was also in Prisoners.
Mm,
Like somehow he linked up with Denis, and Denis was like, "I'm going to save your movie career."
let's party.
That was
Look in the
my
mirror.
horrible French
Now.
accent.
He goes, "Look in the mirror." Like, okay, that's the next movie. I don't know what you're talking about. Please help.
Just trust me. uh, so yeah, Adam's sitting there with stupid on his face, and like the scene just ends. Then later on, by himself, we see Adam freaking out some more, and he pulls his shirt up, and we see that he has the exact scar that Anthony showed him in the hotel. Right?
It's like, what do you?
Ooh, hold up.
Not
That's why he
good.
freaked out and ran out the hotel because it's like, okay, it's not my twin because he has the same scar. How? What are the
It's just
chances? Right?
like they cloned the Adam.
Yeah, yeah. They so that's why he just wanted to run away, and then he wanted to talk to his mom about it because he didn't know what the hell was going on. So now Anthony starts scheming, right? This is the real bad guy. He starts scheming and he comes up with the plan to accuse Adam of sleeping with his wife so he can like Jedi mind trick manipulate him or manipulate Adam into letting him sleep with his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And now we know her name is Mary, by the way. And so he'd like get even with Adam because Adam slept with his wife, even though he just made this whole shit up.
It was very much like, Adam, why are you falling for this?
Look,
It's like,
that's the
no.
thing. And this dumbass lets him. Nigga, what? Like, what? Look, nobody could ever Jedi mind trick me.
It's like,
It-
this is because you slept with my wife. I
I
didn't.
didn't
Then prove it.
let
Don't
me
have
sleep
to.
with your. Hold up.
Yeah, it's like
Then we fighting. This
it's
look.
like
I'm sorry. Like I know if you listen to us often, you might think like, man, that Tiffron guy, he's kind of prone to violence. And a bitch, I might be. I don't know. But this moment, I'm whooping his ass. I'm sorry. Like
well,
you,
a part of me was just like, I know this sounds ridiculous. A part of me was like, there's no way he's gonna let him go through with this. But I know deep down there was some weirdness with Adam. But I just have to wonder if he was like, you know what? Fine, have sex with her. She don't even like when I do stuff sometimes. Good
honestly,
luck.
honestly, we go to enough anime conventions and comic conventions. We probably know this guy, so it shouldn't be as shocking as it was. This fucking cuck.
Oh
Yeah. So we see Anthony dressed as Adam in Adam's car. And at least let me say that sentence again. We see Anthony dressed as Adam in Adam's car driving Mary somewhere. That's just funny to me because it's the same dude.
He's like, you can see on his face, he's like, I did it. I'm cool. I'm gonna
Yeah.
have a good
It's like,
time.
man, I
Like,
can't believe that worked.
just shit eating grin.
Now I get to have sex with his hot girlfriend. Oh my God. Like, wow, I should have done this more often.
Like you've never had sex with a blonde woman. There's one at your house. She's pregnant. You already did this. You
But Tim, this is a different blonde white woman.
barely.
Look, it's not even like
I guess
Adam
she
had
has an
like a
accent, but
look. It's not even like Adam had like a black girlfriend, and he was like, "Man, you know what? Like, it's white dudes." But I'm just saying. Anyway. Let me keep moving. On.
what's the
I'm just being volatile for no damn reason. Uh, uh, and like, I will say, at least we see Mary smiling, right? Like, she smiled
She
one
seems
time
like
the
she's
whole
happy that
time.
they're doing something besides being in the apartment.
Yeah, like, whoa,
So
snap. We not eating spaghetti and watching Netflix. Okay.
you're not doing that weird thing where you don't pay attention to what I'm trying to do in the bed and I get mad. Cool.
That was super awkward.
Yeah, like why we dude, just bring it down a notch. She's telling you what to do. Okay, all right.
Oh man. So then we see Adam arriving at Anthony's apartment building in a cab. And this is the other thing that throws me off. Like he didn't even get new clothes. Like he's just still in his undershirt.
It's like, I don't know what to do.
And like he gets some help from the doorman because he doesn't have his keys, right? But while in the elevator, the doorman brings up the sex club from the beginning of the movie, and then I remembered that oh yeah, there was a dude walking behind him, and
Mhm.
this is him.
That's that's where the connection was made for me right
Yeah.
there. That's it's
Okay.
probably that's they made that connection on purpose, like, "Yeah, you remember the sex club now, don't you?
Yeah.
That wasn't Adam at all." It wouldn't make sense that was Adam, would it? Like, "No, you're
Mm.
right. Ow. Good job, Denny."
And, and he's asking Anthony, if he can have another invite because it's, like, invite only, like, they send you a key, then you show up at the place, and if the key lets you in, then, they know that, "Alright, well, you're supposed to be here." But dude doorman can't go by himself. He need a key.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, so anyway, apparently, Anthony and the doorman some freak boys.
"I wanna see a lady step on a tarantula." Why did I do Cleveland Brown just then?
My name is Cleveland Brown, and I am proud to be.
There's a lot less places to see a lady step on a tarantula in Virginia. That's why I moved back to Cohog. Wow, that's the second time I've ever done that. That was a little too accurate. I'm gonna never do it again.
Keep it going. Do the rest of the
I,
episode as Cleveland Brown.
I'm just gonna not do that. I'm surprised how well that sounded.
I don't really know about this. I can't even do it now. That was worse than the first time I did. Anyway. All right, Cleveland, let's keep it moving. Uh, so Soy Boy Adam gets in, gets led into the apartment, which was a funny little scene because he didn't know which apartment it was, so he was just
Yeah,
like
he was
he was
winging it.
waiting to hear the doorman stop walking, and then he spun around.
But I mean, like casually, you would just kind of walk past the apartment if somebody behind you. Like,
Hmm.
why would you stop and make them go around you? But it was still like nailed it.
Yeah, yep. It's so goofy. Well, especially watching it the second time, I was just laughing because I knew what was happening, or at least in this moment. And I was like, that really is funny. And how he just the way he moved was
Yeah, nailed it.
uh, in the apartment he finds some blueberries. And then he checks out like a bike magazine and then like spots a picture on the shelf, and it's the picture from before, the complete photo of him and the woman, and like
That's
now we see that
weird.
the woman is Helen, Anthony's wife.
That's weird.
Hmm. We'll get to it. Everything's gonna make sense, even though it's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So then Helen comes home and like she's shocked to see him because Anthony had told her that he was going away to see his mother. And Adam tries his best to act like Anthony, but he's clearly no actor. And Helen notices, but she asks him to take off his clothes and to cuddle anyway. And like at one point she's literally just staring at the side of his head, and Adam is just
She's
laying
figured
there,
it out.
probably like, "Oh my god, act normal, act normal, act normal. Be cool, be cool, be cool." And then Helen even whispers, "So did you have a good day at school?" And Adam goes, "What?" And she's like, "Oh, forget it," and just lays on him, right?
She's like, I know what my man's like. You being too nice.
Yeah, like this dude is an asshole. You're not an asshole. Okay, I'ma roll with it.
Hmm.
Like, I'ma get it any way I can because he don't like me. Uh, so meanwhile, Anthony is with Adam's girl clapping her cheeks, but that comes abruptly to an end when she notices that he has a wedding ring mark on his finger, and then she freaks out. And Adam is like, "Hold up, hold up, hold up! What are you talking about? I've always had this ring mark on my finger." But Mary doesn't buy it, and
No.
and she wants to go home. So she goes to leave, but remembers they drove somewhere, so she can't just walk home. So Anthony has to drive her home. And like now the scenes start to like intercut, right? We keep jumping between Adam and Anthony. And when we see Helen wake up to Adam crying and apologizing, but Helen like wipes his tears and tells him that she wants him to stay, and then they start to have sex. And but back in the car with Mary and Anthony, they start to argue, and that eventually escalates into very quickly like Anthony reaching over to try and like open the passenger side door to presumably push Mary out.
Like, sir?
Yeah, like, whoa,
This
whoa,
just
whoa, whoa,
seems like a
whoa.
very extreme solution to your very small problem.
Yeah, like you didn't you're making a problem now.
Yeah, like, what are you doing?
But no, we like we said, Anthony's an asshole. So yeah, he's trying to open the door and like push Mary out, and like Mary, and he or Adam, or sorry, Anthony, he's yelling like, get out the fucking car. But like while he was still speeding forward, and then he crashes the car and it flips like a bunch of times, and it's just really
Like
bad.
Burnout Revenge or something. He like really wrecked the car.
Yeah, it was bad. So the next morning, the radio is playing a news report about the crash, but the channel is changed like right before it gives any more details. It just says that there was a bad crash last night, right? And it's changed to a music station, so we don't know if anybody died in the crash. It just mentioned the crash. Then we see Adam getting dressed in Anthony's clothes, and he finds the confidential letter that he had stolen to get Anthony's address, right? And he opens it, and inside it's a new key to the sex club. Uh,
Yeah.
then he
No
asks Helen
no
if
jokes about feet this time.
hey, because if I did joke about feet, then you would say, you know what, you make entirely too many. There's only so many feet jokes. See, I listen. I had to dial it back. I was like, dang, I can't let him know. No, just I do not like feet. I'm just
Save it for the conventions. Save it for the conventions.
like I said, we know some weird people. Anyway, uh, look,
Ah. No, this tie up, or not even really a tie up. This whole sequence was
oh yeah,
like, where are we going with this?
okay, this is I'm rubbing my hands because I'm gonna get to it. So then he asks Ellen if she got anything going on that night because he thinks he has to go out to the sex club, but she doesn't, or he doesn't get an answer. So when he goes to check on Helen in the bedroom, there's just a giant fucking tarantula, almost the size of the whole room, cowering in the back of towards the back of the wall, staring at him. And Adam just sighs, and then the movie ends. Okay, so
So the other thing is, I'm pretty sure I remember there also being no details in the room anymore. There was a bed, there was a window, none of this. It's just the room,
that's
and
how big the spider was.
I was like, oh damn.
So I'm gonna ask you, what do you think's going on, and then I'm gonna hit you with what's happening, or at
Um,
least what do you think was going on?
part
You
of
might have
me
figured it out by now, but what
part of me feels
in the
like he
moment?
never left the sex club from the beginning of the movie, and everybody is also on hard drugs.
That's the easy answer.
That's all. Yeah.
That's probably the right answer. No, but I got you.
Okay.
So I'll let you keep going unless, and then
I
let me
mean,
know when you're.
that
Oh,
was my whole thing. I was like, oh damn.
okay,
Seems like kind of like one of those things like that. What's the bona fide, like, moved out smart answer?
okay. So, and this I didn't get to this until my second watch. Adam and Anthony is the same person, right?
Hmm.
And not everything you see is real. It's unreliable narrator, but it's the same person. It's a man that's cheating on his wife, and he's like his psyche is split between like the asshole and the nice guy, while also it's like the reason, or not the reason, but
Mm,
like his like unsatisfied self, which became Adam. Even though Adam's not the one with the wife, it's still like that's his like I hate my life, just going through the motions thing. But he's also like bored with his pregnant wife. I'm
hmm.
talking about the united person, right?
Yeah.
The real person is Anthony. It's one guy. So, and he's a shitbag and he cheats on his wife. So like that's level one. Two, I knew something was up with Mary, but I didn't find this out until I did some digging. Mary's not real. Mary just represents the women he cheats with,
Okay.
and that's why she's not a real character, right? She doesn't really talk much. We didn't realize her name was even Mary until like an hour into the movie.
That's
Yeah, that's why
okay.
she seems so distant, right? Because she's not. a specific person. She just represents the women he cheats with.
Mm.
And the sex club is real. And what happens is, so the journey we go on through the movie, like I said, it's all one. And usually movies like this has a character that like explains everything just very vaguely. So this movie, it's the mother. Remember, she says, "I only have one son. I am your only mother."
Mm.
And you like blueberries. But uh and I think, and going back to the voicemail from the beginning, that's like before everything happens. And she's like, how bitch you how you live like this kind of deal. And like, I'm worried about you. So like he was already kind of in a bad mental space,
Mm.
probably because he's a shitbag, right? And he just hasn't reconciled that. Then she also talks about it's hard for him to stay with one woman. It's already hard enough for him to be with one woman. So she mentions his infidelity and like his wife. So she knows about his cheating too.
Okay.
So eventually he gets the wife, and like these details don't actually matter because the end result's still the same. When he got the wife and when she got pregnant and when he starts
Yeah.
cheating, it doesn't matter. All that matters, is he's a serial cheater and he has a pregnant wife, and he doesn't like that he has a pregnant wife because he feels stuck or whatever. Like he doesn't like that, and it probably also has something to do with him failing as an actor as well. He wants to be an
I
actor, he
can see
wants to be
that.
this cool guy, but he gotta be a professor to pay the bills, right? And the mom vaguely mentions that too, right? So that's what he has to do, but he doesn't want to do that because he's not happy with his life doing the things he's supposed to be doing. What he wants to do is fuck bitches and act in movies and go to sex clubs with weird dudes.
Ride motorcycles and
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's why Anthony is like that aspect of him, and Adam is the stuff. Is like sad boy Adam is like, oh, I gotta be responsible. But
okay.
then that's also why Adam meshes with Helen, because that's the husband Helen wants, is the non asshole.
Oh,
Adam's not going to cheat on her. Adam treats her nice, but that's when she sees the difference. So in the movie, the way it plays out, not everything actually happens. Like obviously, like him meeting himself didn't actually happen. That's in his head as he like the psyche, tries to
yeah.
walk through it. Shutter Island shit, right? So when Adam comes to the apartment and meets Helen, or not meets her, but he's pretending to be Anthony, and Helen notices it when she says, "How was your day?" or "How's your day at school?" And he's like, "What?" Because he's pretending to be Anthony and like, "Oh, I've been figured out." That's why the scenes are intercut. That's when Anthony, his shit with his gallivanting with Mary starts to fall apart,
Yes.
because that line from Helen is like the trigger point, and Adam starts to like. That's why he wakes up crying later on, because he's like, "Oh, I'm just such a shitty person, and I did all these bad things to my wife, and she's still accepting and loving." And that's when like the bad guy is killed off, right?
Makes
So
sense.
he feels bad, he feels remorse, he's happy, he gets to stay with the wife, he wants to be with his wife, and it's like, oh, happy ending. Then he gets the sex club, the new sex club key, and he's like, I think I'm gonna go out tonight. And it's just, starts all the way over again because he's still a shitbag person. That leaves one thing, right? What the fuck is up with spiders? So, and this part is it's not chronological, so that's why it's confusing.
Okay.
The four times we see the spiders in the movie, the first is at the sex club in the very beginning when it's being stepped on.
Yeah.
Then at some point we see a giant spider walking across the city.
Okay.
And then we see his like nightmare of the spider on a woman's head when he passes her. Obviously the giant spider isn't significant for real. I mean, it's all the same thing, but like, don't put too much stock in the giant spider or like the dream.
It's
But
like symbolic more so than
yeah, but significantly, it's or the ones you should pay attention to is the beginning and the end. The spider getting stepped on, and then when he calls out to Helen and she doesn't answer, and he goes to see what she's doing, he turns into the room and he sees the giant spider cowering against the wall. Those are the two main ones, because the other ones are just imagery, right? Also with like the webs in the movie and shit like that. So Helen represents, or the spider represents Helen and his shame for like cheating on his wife and that stuff, right? That's why when he's at the sex club, we're seeing a spider being stepped on, and the spider represents his wife. And like by going to the sex club, he's killing his marriage, right?
Oh, okay.
So, and then
Yeah,
by
okay.
at the end, when he sees the key and he's like, "Oh, Imma go back to the sex club." Yeah,
Yeah.
that's when we see the scared spider, and then remember at that point in the movie when Helen's like, "It's happening again, isn't it?" Like, and yeah. Ah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a loopy movie because not everything you see is real. You know, some of it takes place in his head and shit like that. So it's kind of hard to follow. But like the second watch is when I was like, oh, it's the same person. And the only thing I needed to really clarify was like what exactly the spider represented. And once I got that, I was like, okay, all right, that's really neat.
Yeah, they don't put it in a clear way, but the
Yeah,
spider is still a connection.
yeah.
That's pretty good.
But in general, just the way that they played it out, it made you think like because like I said, not everything's real. So it is kind of cheating, but I'm gonna leave it alone because I thought it was handled nice. Because I know I get real irritated with unreliable narrator stories
Yeah.
unless it's played out in a specific way. And sometimes I don't see it right away. So sometimes it's on me. But the way this one worked, I liked that it played with you in that it was like, wait, up until a certain point, it was like, oh no, they're two different people. And then it was like, wait, but they have the same scar. They can't be two different people. And then, like I said, there's always that one character or thing that like spells it out for you, but vaguely. And in this movie, it was the mom. She's like, no, I only have one son. So then it was like, okay, well, what's real and what's not? And then that's when you gotta kind of,
Mom's
yeah,
kind of the spinning top.
yeah.
I like that.
Mhm. Which is funny because that's not all the time, but that it kind of makes sense. Like
No, it
uh,
does.
at least in I don't mean to bring up world's most mentally stable person, Kanye, but that's definitely like his thing is his mama died and he floated off, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, so I like that was the spinning top.
It's pretty good.
I think I touched on everything. Is there anything that I left out?
I don't think so. I feel like there was a point I was trying to remember, but I think it was also stuff you already touched on. That's why I kind of like because I looking through my notes and I think we hit everything that I was gonna. Oh, well, okay. So not very inconsequential.
Mhm.
They nailed the way 2013 internet was depicted. I know it was because it was in 2013, but do you remember when you used to search something and
Mhm.
you'd search it and you click on it and it still wouldn't go to the thing you clicked on? It would go to a vague area
Yep,
near the thing you clicked on.
yep.
And it was just like, well, why did you show me two sentences of what I was looking for? And now I still got to click something else. I was so aggravated at that in the movie.
That's funny.
And
Yeah,
then,
yeah, like
and then
PTSD.
yeah, it's just like because you'd be like, oh, this guy works at that school. This is a little bit of his bio. Let me click this.
Mhm.
Now I got all the teachers' bios. Well, you just said, why would you? God darn it. And then also, if that is Jake Gyllenhaal's actual handwriting, it is awful.
That's
Oh my
funny.
god. Like, his handwriting in this movie, I've been having to pay more attention to how often like, how I write because I'm
Mhm.
working on the notary thing, and you have to have a clear signature,
Oh, okay.
or at least your signature needs to be similar every time, and I
Yeah,
don't write enough because, I don't know, 75
you're
to
an adult?
90% of the things that you do as an adult are typed
Yeah.
anymore. Like, why would you write? And, I like, I was watching him write, and I was like, "Damn, son. I know you writing fast before you forget something, but your handwriting is busted."
Uh, oh, you got anything else?
No, nope, that's pretty much it. Yeah, no, I was just like, yeah, I did the envelope thing happened, and, man, he was, like, slipping into stuff too easy. That's the other thing, but
Oh,
he's
yeah.
white, so
Yeah,
he
yeah,
white. He just
yeah.
like, "Oh, hey, sir. Yeah, I forgot my key, I guess. You
You
want me
know
to just
what
get you up
else?
in there?" "Sure."
This just dawned on me, and it might not be on purpose or not, because but the fact that he is a shitty person, but the dude still rocked with him, and he's
Yeah.
just shitty to women, like,
Yeah.
that kinda checks out.
Dirtbags
Yeah,
just dirtbags don't even have to like each other.
like
they just be around.
right? They
I
attract each other. Like,
I
his wife
know
is damn near scared of him, but
no, it's sad. It's
yeah,
very
yeah, I
sad.
felt bad for her. But then, like, the doormen, they're just like, "Yeah, what's up, man? Yeah, here's your mail. Hey, man, let me get an invite to that sex club again." Like,
Yeah. having been around some like not cool dudes,
Mhm.
there has been like a couple of times where I was like, man, I'm about to be mad listening to these two dudes
Just
just
talk.
get along.
Yeah.
And then you get away from those two people and they hate each other. It's just like, oh, so you don't even, but y'all both know that you do dirt. So you'll rock.
Yeah.
Unfun. Just the worst.
Imagine bonding over hating women. I mean, I see it all the time, but yeah,
Hmm.
it's wild.
And then you be like, where's my hug? I said this earlier today. I actually said this earlier today. It's like, dudes just be hating women. Like, why don't you do yourself a favor and just stop trying to date somebody? Just let it go. You're not an incel. You decided to do it.
Yeah, yeah. So
You
it's
know,
not damn, what's the first word in that?
involuntary,
Involuntary, yeah.
involuntarily celibate. You're
Yeah.
not. You decided that you couldn't get along with women, so you are celibate. They're not incels. They're you cells. I don't know. That's not right. That's not the thing. But you get what I'm saying. You get
Yeah.
what I mean.
Yeah, and then if you're deciding, then, just stay away from them. You
Yeah.
don't gotta complain about them if you don't gotta deal with them. Just stay away from them if you know you can't rock with it. But it's also that cognitive dissonance, aspect. They
Hmm.
don't it's not their fault, right? Couldn't be.
Yeah.
Why don't women like me? It couldn't be the fact that I'm fucking insufferable. Oh.
Yeah. Like, oh shit, was it me the whole time?
No, they'll never get there. They'll never get there.
Hmm. It's like it's proven that women don't like men. We need Neil deGrasse Tyson on this one. Oh, I'm sorry. I also feel that women are terrible to men. Oh, you one of them. That's too bad.
I just want like Neil to get called in for an interview or something and say, "Hey Neil, come talk about science fiction, but talk about how it's not real because it's called science fiction." And he'll be like, "Actually, I would love that." And then he shows up and it's just his accuser with a
She up in there
knife.
like, hey man.
What's that about the sun? Anyway.
it's what light from yonder window breaks. just just the Juliet. That one cracks me up. The whole Juliet is the sun. Neil deGrasse Tyson. No,
No,
she's
it's not.
not.
Back
I
in the
think the
room.
first time I saw that one, I was like, that's the only funny thing we've gotten out of this whole situation. This pedantic asshole.
Oh man. Okay, but I don't even know if any of these apply because it's so few of everything. It's such a fast movie. It's only like 5 characters, but
Mhm. I did
uh
it did do one of my favorite things there. I like when a movie has very few people in it, but they're still able to make a very established
you did say
movie
that
out of
before.
it. I
You did say
like
that
that.
before. So would
Like,
that be your favorite aspect of the film?
yeah, they did so much with 4 people.
Mm.
That's very good.
You're right.
Like
You're right.
like I really wish I didn't like the movie Castaway so much, but there's so much going on in the movie and you can really relate to it even though it's one dude.
Fun fact. Castaway is on my list of movies I forgot to watch.
There you go. I would recommend Castaway.
Okay.
That is
Uh
one of those movie classics that everybody's seen that I've actually seen for once. So that
mm.
works.
But the universe is about balance, so that means I didn't see
Yeah.
it. uh so what's your favorite scene?
To be honest, like there's a lot of scenes where I was spending a lot of time trying to figure out the last scene. But I think when they the second time they meet when Anthony is trying to be cool cuz
Mhm.
early like just prior to that he was in
Oh,
his own bathroom
when he's
just
practicing
going
the speech?
yeah, he's practicing this speech in his own bathroom. He was like, "Yeah, that's it." I was like, "Oh, so he's going to an acting role tomorrow."
I think
And then
that
he showed up at dude's house. I was like, "You son of a bitch! I can't believe you! Oh my god, you're really doing this."
you really did it. So that scene, him, did you fuck my wife? that that
It's like,
scene is more famous than the movie because I think it was memed, but people don't realize what movie it's from
oh
or
my
care.
god.
But it got memed at some point, so it's actually more famous than the movie. That's funny. So that's all I see is like the memes when when I see the part. But
He
it's
he
also almost played as a joke because afterwards he's like, when he comes out of character, he's like, "Got it."
just see him. Did you fuck my wife? And then you see Adam Driver punch a wall.
God. Oh
Also,
man.
also, my brain is. I am on prednisone, and I've been taking that cough medicine. And there have been some real life, middle of the day. Why is my brain going there? Kind of stuff going on. As the movie was ending,
Hmm.
all I could think of was, you know, that thing I made sent to you. That thing,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
that's what my brain's been doing all day. So little stuff like that. I was like, I just gave in and I made that one. But the end of this movie, it just feels like while he is staring at the spider, that little sting of music that ends every episode of Host Club should start playing. That little big guitar. And then just like, I don't know why it feels like the end. My brain was like, this is like the end of Host Club. Like, it's not. So I'm gonna edit that one later, where it's just that last minute of, hey, I might have something to do later. Helen,
Hell.
spider, Host Club music. Like, what?
I'm mad because that's funny on two levels. Sex club. uh, oh my goodness.
Maybe that's the connection my brain was trying to
There you
make.
go. There
Now
you
I
go.
just keep thinking of Tamaki. Oh, would you ladies like to see us step on spiders? What beautiful boys we are, stepping on spiders together. Hey, it's me and my brother. We're twins. It's just Jake Gyllenhaal this time. The twins are Jake Gyllenhaal.
Look, you're onto something here.
I also spent way too much time telling myself I can edit Rigby from Regular Show into this. The whole movie is, instead of Jake Gyllenhaal, it's Rigby from Regular Show. That would work. And I'm like, why is your brain going there? It's just like, it's like, I'm you and you're me. Stop talking.
Wouldn't it be funny to find out like the guy who wrote Regular Show, like that's how his brain worked? And so it's like you
Because
could
honestly,
look, man, we gotta figure this out. We gotta meet with some animators. We're gonna get us a Cartoon Network show. Look, you're just almost there. It's like one thing's missing.
somewhere between Regular Show and Boondocks, there is the perfect secret group of brown kids show.
Let's speak that into existence. I'm gonna ask this just to be an asshole. MVP character.
Um, I think Helen, because
Yeah.
she straight up watches all of this unfold and maintains.
Mm,
She maintains. She
that's
she
true.
she does her fucking best with what she's got.
Yeah.
And for a pregnant woman, that's probably more commendable than most people. She got hormones people have never heard of, and she still kept her cool better than he did the whole
Yeah.
movie.
She gotta watch like this asshole is like, oh man, this is the asshole that like is about to be the daddy of my child. Ah, and
Hey,
it's
maybe she'll
happening
luck up.
again.
Maybe she'll luck out and he'll teach him to be a history teacher and a misogynist. I don't know.
Ooh, good thing you mentioned that. I just remembered something. So like there was clues in the history class scenes. I think there was two. I mean, they were short. Can't remember
Hmm.
if it was one or two, but it was short. On the board, the chalkboard behind them, there's probably more, but the only thing I saw that stood out to me was, or at least that I could freaking understand, was thesis, antithesis, synthesis.
Hmm.
Thesis, a statement or a theory that is put forward as a premise to be maintained or proved. Antithesis, the negation or contradiction of the thesis. And synthesis, the resolution of the conflict between thesis and antithesis. And I was like,
Yeah.
hey, I see what they did
Yeah. Nice. That's well
there.
done, actually.
And then he says, when he's talking to the students, he says, Hegel once said that all the great world events happen twice. And then Karl Marx added, the first time is a tragedy and the second time is a farce. And it's like, oh shit. And he's about, the cycle restarted it and he's about to go back to the
Yep.
sex club. Mm.
Not bad.
My favorite aspect was I just like the game. Like that's the fun of it, is that it's not a straightforward story. And like even though I was lukewarm the first time I saw it because I didn't quite get it, and the second time I was like, hey, like I appreciate that. Like it didn't make me feel stupid. Like I mean, that's not where I go. Like I don't feel stupid if I can't figure out a movie. I'm just,
Mm.
I don't get it yet. And maybe I just need more time with it, let it sit. Because I immediately don't go, oh, let me look up what this movie was about. I try and let it sit a bit to see if I can figure
You
it out.
you have to
Sometimes I just
spend a
forget.
little bit of you just have to spend a little time
Mhm.
on your own trying to see if there's something you can pick up on that'll work.
Yeah.
If you don't think too hard, you can kind of make your own assumptions and have some stuff to figure out. But if you end up stuck, it's probably best to talk to somebody else that's seen the movie.
Mhm.
I think before you run to Google too,
Yeah.
because it's something I hate to no end about all media right now is the day a show comes out, a movie comes out, a game, the day you go on YouTube and search that thing, 30%, maybe 50% sometimes of the queries to your question,
Mhm.
or just entering like say a new Guardians movie came out, it would literally be a Guardians of the Galaxy ending explained.
Yep.
It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's been a day. Let somebody watch it. Let somebody understand, and there's people, apparently there's people that go and they watch these things on YouTube before they go
Before they go,
in,
that
and I'm like,
drives me.
what is wrong with
Oh,
you?
that's my boss. That's my boss. And like I tell him to his face, I was like, "Nah, I hate that. You were what's wrong with the world." Like I tell him, "Look, don't go look up what the movie is about before you just go watch the movie."
Just
Oh my.
go
The thing
go
about it
in.
is the ones that come out super fast, the explains that come like I'm not
Mhm.
nothing against the explain videos. They're doing a good service, right? Because not everyone's going to figure everything out, but some people just want to know. I'm not against knowledge. It's the ones that like give it some time first. Did you even think about this? I can't trust you if you just have this video ready and the
Mhm.
movie just came out. Like,
I do like the occasional person that makes the video where it's just like the ending of Guardians of the Galaxy explained. These are called credits. They explain the people who are in the movie and what they did. And I'm
got him.
just like, all right, you win. I'm gonna laugh at that nearly every time.
You know what's worse? Or well, I mean that's great. But what's worse than the ones who are too fast with it? When they're not even explaining anything, they're just saying exactly what they saw.
Right. It's just like that's not it's like you could see in the movie Tony Stark says, I am Iron Man. And then they show Tony Stark's funeral. And that's what happened at the end of whichever Avengers movie that was. I forgot the names of them.
That's what happens at the beginning
Avengers
of
Avi-
the MCU and the end
yeah.
of Infinity.
Oh, that's too much explanation right there.
Oh, yeah,
Because
right.
you tied it together.
Oh
Like
yeah. See, look,
it's like Tony
I'm not
Stark
built for that.
dies, and that's the end. And that's why it's called Endgame. Also, I think they played a game, and that's why it's called Endgame. Like loud and wrong, and too soon.
Okay, so I already said I was an asshole with the MVP character question. Favorite character? What character?
Uh,
I'm just being funny.
um,
It's,
shoot,
it's
but
four of
I
them.
feel I still feel like Helen's probably my favorite character. Like
Yeah.
between her, it's somewhere between her and Adam, even though Adam is a fictional person. Like you could tell he was not about he while part of him was like, I need to take advantage of this, he was like, I just can't do it. So he's
Mhm.
like the person, like you said, she really did need, and
Yeah.
possibly the person he was deep down.
Mm.
But character I am the
Mhm.
security
The
guard
security guard.
at the
That's my answer.
no, at the but the first one, the one
The talent agency.
at the talent agency.
Yeah, not
It's like,
not the
oh,
concierge.
it's like,
Yeah.
oh, that's that white boy. He got a beard now.
Yeah. How's your
Some
motorcycle?
there is some mail for you here. How about that?
Look at that.
I'm just minding my
Right?
business. Why you here on Saturday? Ain't nobody
Ain't nobody
ever
here.
here.
He's here on a Saturday because that's when he doesn't have to teach a class.
And
That's
there
when he
you
can
have
play
it.
stalker games.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that's my answer too.
Like no wonder everybody thought he was Anthony. He is. So he never really broke the law.
Yeah. That's why it was incredibly easy for him.
I don't. We got it. We can't keep letting this guy get away with this.
Oh man. All right. Got some letterbox reviews. Jewel says, I can't believe the two best actors working today are in the same movie. Jake Gyllenhaal and Jake Gyllenhaal. That's not funny. You know what? I'm not even going to keep reading. All these about this up.
Two Spider-Mans pointing .jpg.
That's not
Somebody
bad.
now see that one's pretty good. Didn't understand anything, but I believe in Denis Villeneuve. So,
Matt Lynch says, 8 arms to hold you.
uh,
That's not that funny. Yeah, this was a bust.
imagine living in a world with 2 Jake Gyllenhaals, the possibilities. Uh,
Uh,
okay, so wait. Good and ugly. Okay. You know what? I'm going to like this review. Good and ugly. Because there were some dark sides to this that were like interesting
mhm.
without being like overkill. I like this movie for all the reasons that I do not like. What does that? Come on, my brain won't let me have it because I really shouldn't even talk about the movie. You talk about the movie, it validates it, and I don't want to do that. Requiem.
A record for a dream.
Yeah, I own the movie. I watched it one time. Why did
Mhm.
I buy it? I bought it as if I was going to watch it again. I don't want to.
I think it's a good movie, just not
It's
a
not.
movie that
It's
you need to watch more than once.
right, but it's like one of those things where it's like at some point in my life, I watched that movie. I was like, "Whoa, that was too much." I don't know. I don't know. That
Mm.
was too much. And then one day it was like someone brought it into I think the GameStop, and I bought it off the guy. That hey, GameStop, guess what? I broke the rules all the time because sometimes when people brought stuff in and it wasn't up to GameStop standards, I bought it myself. What you gonna do about it? I didn't even wear khakis all the time. Sometimes I wore jeans. Retroactively fired me, I guess. Anyway, I gave him $5 for it, and I have it, and I still have it. And every once in a while, I look over at the side of the room, and it's like, there it is. Why you got that? It's
I,
like
I
it's
mean, I didn't want to do drugs after I watched that movie.
I didn't want to do drugs before them. And oh wait, here's a review from March 2024 of the movie we just watched. What?
It was honest.
I'm gonna try not to do too many like that. I'll be honest. I'm gonna get in here. I'm gonna review the movies I've seen. I'm gonna try not to be that guy.
I
This person has a 4.5 stars for their reviews, but they straight up on this movie said what?
if it look, I'll post it if I think it's genuinely funny,
Mm-hmm.
but also I won't make a post if I'm not saying anything or being funny. Like, because you can tell some people just wanted to post just to post,
Mm-hmm.
and or if I feel like it's a joke everybody's about to make.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've seen 8 of these Jake Gyllenhaal
Mm-hmm.
jokes already, and I'm only on page 11.
Yeah, it's just like let it go. You're not that funny.
Yeah. I realized on Blue Sky that it's a thing, like the banger culture. Like every you're just saying every stupid shit that comes to head, and hopefully something's a banger and it's funny. And it's like, but if you're not funny an overwhelmingly amount of the time, why try to be funny? Right? Like, does that make sense?
That is clearly the way things work when you are a radio DJ on live radio. Like, hey guys, drive time in the morning. What's going on? It's Geezer and the doo-doo brain. We're gonna say every stupid thing that you ever wanted to say here on the radio. Isn't that right? Yeah, fart noise. Like those guys got to do that
That's funny.
constantly. They got to do that constantly. But like in real sit down, I'm gonna write something funny. You don't have to do all that, and
Yeah.
it hurts me that so many people still
Especially
do.
because this ain't your job and you're not getting paid for this.
Right.
I just feel like saying something on Letterbox or Twitter. But
It's
like,
like if you just made a profile and went, I'm gonna comment on every movie on Letterbox, and you just went on every movie on Letterbox and put X. It's like, what are you contributing?
there was a year where I made sure I wrote a review for every movie I saw, and that's when I kind of came up with this. I was like, I can't. Yes, I'm going to write a remove something about every movie I saw, but I can't say something just because I have to say something.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, that was like the exercise to like actually find something to say.
Yes.
But also every time I wasn't trying to be funny either. So,
Mm-hmm.
but,
People weird.
well, I'm gonna let this go.
We're commenting on people's comments now. Oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
We don't.
Let's throw this whole part out. But that leaves so on that note, anything we haven't already said? Any in conclusions, final thoughts?
Not that I can think of.
Yeah, I mean, we rambled enough. Like I said, once I watched it a second time and it clicked, and I thought this is pretty neat. So yeah, and sorry we were going backwards with this miniseries. Usually we try to do like old to new, But I guess, we make the rules up anyway, so it don't matter.
It's when we found it.
Yeah, but or by the time he started doing English language movies, he had already kind of honed his craft to me. Because there's like 3 or 4 French movies he's done, which I mean I haven't seen them, but
Well,
by
yeah.
the time he got here, I think this and Prisoners was his first English language ones.
It's a good movie for having like
Yeah,
being
figure this shit
like
out.
yeah. And I'm guessing is he Canadian also? I
Yeah, he's
actually don't
French
know.
Canadian.
Okay,
Yeah.
pretty good.
I mean, he's very well regarded as one of the best out right now, and I can see why. He's good at tone. That's my like. If I'm going through the different directors and what my favorite thing about them is, he is very good at tone. Between Sicario is like a masterpiece in tone to me, and like this and Prisoners, like I wonder if he watches a lot of horror movies because he's good at setting that atmosphere. Like with this, it felt like a dream because he was freaking hallucinating half the time, right? Like he's uh it's a split psyche, so that's why it feels like it's a dream and kind of murky.
Yeah,
Sicario, that tension
shitbox
was there
filter.
the whole time. Yeah, shitbox filter. I want to say we're not making fun of Mexico. It's that they always put the damn shitbox filter on Mexico. That's not right. It's not right.
Yeah,
But it's fun to say shitbox
put it
filter.
on Alabama.
Look, I'll make a movie and put shitbox filter on Washington D.C. Mm. How you
Anywhere
like
there's
that?
too much smoke.
Sometimes they do it on L.A.
Yeah, a little bit, just a little bit, because it's proximity to Mexico.
Oh no.
Dun 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 dun.
But yeah, so ratings.
Definitely, mine is always to whether or not I would recommend. I would definitely recommend this to people. I guess in a way, the way it delves into duality is cool. Is
Inside of you there are 2 Jake Gyllenhaals.
Yeah, I mean,
See that didn't nobody say that anyway.
to be like, there's good lord, I thought of this earlier. Now I can't think of there's a mini series Netflix put out that oh no, I can't think of his name, and I can't think of what the miniseries is called. But there was a guy who clones himself for a very similar reason. Like he wants a version of himself that's perfect to go out and live with his wife and do all the things she needs done, and he could just be some like piece of garbage and live out his dumb fantasies of like doing whatever he wants to do as himself. But the whole thing flips on itself, and I can't think of what it's called. I can't think of the actor. He's the Ant-Man guy. He's Paul Rudd
Paul Rudd.
is in it,
Oh,
and it was real good.
is it a? I know what you're talking about. You said it's a miniseries.
Or a small Paul Rudd
I remember him in.
twins.
Is it
Living
Mute?
with Yourself, it's
Oh,
called.
never mind. I haven't seen
Yeah,
that.
and it was real fun. So this
Okay.
is like not that, but in a way, it does some of the same. It reflects in some of the same weird, like I said, like the wow, words escape me all of a sudden. Just the psyche part of things, where like
Mhm.
the duality of people. This does it completely differently, and I would definitely recommend it for like somebody who wants like a movie that's a little bit on the odd side, but not so dour as Requiem kind of stuff.
I
I
got
don't
you.
know why I keep trying to compare these. It's more like a contrast than anything, but yeah, I would recommend the movie for sure.
Okay. Looking back at my rating from the first time I watched it, first time I watched it, I said this was great. So now I'm like, wait, I thought, did I just forget about the movie? Like what happens in the movie? Because I thought that I didn't understand it until the second time.
Mm.
I wouldn't have rated it great if I didn't understand it the first time. So now, I don't know. Maybe there's two me's. Hmm. Anyway, I gave it 8 out of 10. I think it's great.
That's very good.
I would buy this DVD if I could find it. I would even buy the Criterion on sale. Yes, they do a bi-yearly sale where they half price everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's really neat and like,
Get this on the physical. Feel no shame for seeing it.
and it's really quick. This is like an 85-minute movie, so even if you don't like it, you won't be too mad that you wasted a whole lot of time. Like it's not long enough that your butt started hurting. But it's definitely not straightforward. General audiences, it would be polarizing towards. But it's neat watching people try to figure it out and neat
Yeah.
trying to figure it out yourself.
Yeah.
So if you could figure it, or not saying you have to figure it out, but think about it at least. Or I guess at this point, if you're still listening, you already
Yeah,
know the twist and
you've
shit. But if you get somebody else to watch the movie, try and get them to think about it before they get the answers, because it's kind of neat.
stare at them from the other side of the bed while they watch the movie.
Ask them if they had a nice day at school. But yeah, plugs. What you got going on?
Same old D&D Sluggers. Not as active currently, but still like plenty of stuff going on. Patreon, Bandcamp. I'm technically trying to figure out the process of getting my music taken off Spotify. That's a longer story, but anywhere else, just they very much aren't helping any growth or movement in what I do, and it was always contentious for me to have it on there anyway. But like I said, that's a longer, different story that you could maybe I'll talk about on my Patreon if you drop by.
All
DD
right.
Sluggers everywhere, including Threads, because Ed's still there.
Well, speaking of threads, you can follow the podcast on Threads, on Blue Sky. Both are at SGBK Podcast. Email us at sgbkpodcast@gmail.com. I'm going to remind y'all again to subscribe, like, share, yell at us online. Please, if you watch this movie and you have opinions on the movie or the episode, by all means, hit us up in one of those places and just let us know what you think. I like talking to y'all.
If you think we're wrong,
I mean,
tell us.
yeah, I might fight you, but you ain't got to listen to me. And you can follow me personally at Tiffron on Letterboxd, or what's the other one? Blue Sky.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, before we finish, I wanted to point out that today it's an exact year since we uploaded our first episode.
Oh,
So happy birthday to us.
Uno. We did it.
We gotta sing the black happy birthday. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
you. The girl that this is about. Happy.
Yeah, thank you for rocking with us all this time and hopefully continue to rock with us. All right. Bye.